Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful solid granny squares. This is called a solid granny square because all your stitches are just in straight lines. Now these ones I've done 5 rows, but you can have your granny square as big as you want it. You'll just continue row after row until your granny square is as big as you want it to be. I've got all of these done and they're really pretty. You can use any yarn that you want. For these ones I used this yarn. This is the yarn that I've used. I can't say that word, so I'm not even going to try. It's 100% acrylic. It's 100 grams. Now 100-gram ball will give you about maybe 14, between 13 or 14, it depends on your tension, squares, and you get quite a lot of squares out of a 100-gram ball. This is double knitting. A lot of the countries call this DK. It just means double knitting. And use the hook size it tells you to use on your yarn ball. So I'm going to show you how to do these full solid granny square blocks like this. So we're going to start with a magic circle. Just put your yarn down your hand like that, the tail end on the top. Wrap your yarn around your fingers. Then turn your hand around and put your hook through that loop, and then pull that yarn through that loop. Let it all go, catch your working yarn and just pull it up. Now we're going to start with 5 stitches. We're going to crochet 5 chains. These 5 chains will be your treble crochet and 2 chains. So this first one, we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now those 5 chains are your first treble crochet and chain 2. Now into your circle you're going to put 3 UK treble crochets. So yarn over and into your circle you're going to do 3 UK treble crochets. If you're in the USA, these are double crochets for you. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So you've got your little cluster of 3. You're going to chain 2, 1, 2, into the space again. You'll do another set of 3 treble crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, 1, 2. Another 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now when you did that chain of 5, that is the stitch that belongs to this last cluster. So pull your little slip knot, your little magic circle in a bit. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Now into there you're going to put 2 treble crochets. 1 and 2. Now pull your magic circle tight. Pull it tight in, and as you can see it's brought that stitch around here for you. You're going to do a slip stitch into the 3rd stitch in the chain. So count 1, 2 and 3 and into that 3rd stitch, slip stitch and join. And what you've made is the centre part of your little granny square. That's this part here. That's what we've done. Doesn't quite look like it, but it will once we've got it sorted. So these are your 4 corners. These chain 2 spaces are your 4 corners. Now what you're going to do now is, so that we're always starting inside this chain space, pull your stitch up just a little bit. Pull your stitch up. And you're going to slip stitch into that chain space. Slip stitch into there. Now it brings you over into the corner, and it keeps your corners nice. It keeps all your corners nice. As you can see, you can't actually see, there's no dodgy chain going up the middle of your granny square. There's no dodgy chain anywhere in it. It keeps all your corners nice and neat. So we're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That is the last stitch of the round. When we come back around here, we'll slip stitch just like we did down here. So into this chain space here, you're going to do 2 treble crochets. 1 and 2. Now right in there, you're going into that little space there, you're going to do a treble crochet. You've got to go in there to keep your stitch count correct. So into there. So don't count that one. We've got 3 stitches. So 1 treble crochet into the next stitch. That's 4. 1 treble crochet into the next stitch. That's 5. And put 2 into this corner. 1 and 2. You're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Now that gives you your first side of your square. Now you can see what I mean by that being the last stitch. Once we go all the way around, we'll slip stitch to that chain, and that will make that last side. So we started here with 3 stitches. Now you should have 7. Don't count that one. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So you've got 2 in that corner, and we've done our 2 chain. So we're going to put another 2 in here. So your corners will always have 2 treble crochet, 2 chain and 2 treble crochets. So you're going to go into that next stitch. Make sure you go in to that space that's there. So yarn over and in to that space at the top of that post. 1 into the next stitch. 1 into the next stitch. And 2 into the corner. 2 treble crochets. 1 and 2. So that's your first corner done. And you should have 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So you're going to chain 2. And into the corner again, put your 2 treble crochets into that chain corner space. 1 and 2 into that corner. A treble crochet right into the next stitch. Make sure you're going right in to that next stitch. 1 into the next stitch. 1 into the top of the next stitch. And we're at the corner again. 2 treble crochets, 2 chain and 2 treble crochets. That's 1 and 2. Chain 2, 1, 2 and 2 more into that corner space. 1 into the space and 2. So you're going to treble crochet into the next stitch right in there. one into the next stitch, one into the next stitch. And remember, we slip stitch into this space, so you're going into there, into the chain space, your third treble crochet, and then you're going to count 1, 2, 3 stitches and slip stitch and join, and that's you got round 2 done. So in between each corner you've got 7 stitches. So round 3, I'm going to pull my stitch up just a little bit and slip stitch into there. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Once again, that's the last stitch of that side. So into here we're going to put 2 treble crochets, 1 and 2. We'll finish that corner when we come all the way around, and we'll finish the corner in here. So into the next stitch, you may have to pull those 2 back. You're going to do 1 treble crochet all the way along. We should have 11 stitches now on this round, and this is round 3. 1 treble crochet if you're in the UK, and if you're in the USA, these are double crochets for you. 1 into each stitch. You're going to put 2 treble crochets, 2 chain and 2 treble crochets into the corner. That's 1 and 2, chain 2, 1, 2 and 2 more treble crochets into that corner. 1 and 2. Now 1 into each stitch along, and make sure you go into that very first one that's there. Not the spaces. You're not going in the spaces, you're going into the stitch. Into the top of a stitch. One into each one, all the way along. Two trebles, 2 chain and 2 trebles into the corner. 1 and 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and another 2 into that big space. 1 and 2. Then you'll put 1 into each stitch along. Make sure you go into that first stitch there. Make sure you go in there. 1 into each stitch. We should have 11 this time. All the way along you should have 11 on each side once you're finished. So 2 into this corner, 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 into the corner, 1 and 2. Now we're doing the last side. So remember and go into that stitch that's there, and 1 into each stitch. Into there. And we're at the corner, so we've already got 1 for the corner. So we're going into the space here. and then you're going to slip stitch into the third stitch in that chain, and that's your corner complete, and that's your little square starting to work. So you'll start with 3 treble crochets here, then you'll have 5, 1, 2, 3, no, you'll have 7. You'll start with 3, then your next row you should have 7 in each section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you should have 11. On the third row, you should have 11 stitches from corner to corner. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, row 4, you should have 15 in row 4. So we're going to slip stitch into that chain space again. Just slip stitch in and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's the last stitch in that side, remember. So into here, you're going to put 2 treble crochets. That is 1 treble crochet in 2 chain. So you need 2 treble crochets into the corner. 1 and 2. Now remember, we'll complete the corner when we get around to here. Once we've done our crochet up here, we'll complete the corner by doing a slip stitch into the third stitch in that chain. So you're going to work 1 treble crochet all the way to the end, but remember and go into that little stitch that's there. Make sure you start in this stitch here. And we should have 15 stitches along once you've finished and done your corner. So we're at the corner. We're going to do our 2 treble crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and put 2 more treble crochets into that chain space. 1 and 2. Now remember and go into that very first stitch that's there and work your way along. When you get to the corner, 2 treble crochet, 2 chain and 2 treble crochet. The same at this corner, 1 treble crochet in each stitch, and when you get to the corner, 2 treble crochet, 2 chain and 2 treble crochet. And we'll work our way down to here, and then I'll show you what to do next. So pause the video and do around your sides till we get to here, and I'll show you how, once again, to finish the round at that slip stitch here. So I'm at the end here. Now don't forget to put 1 into here before you join up here. Make sure you've got your 15 stitches. So you need to go into there to make this corner of your square. Now you're going to count 1, 2 and 3 and slip stitch to close that round, and slip stitch through there, and you should have 15 stitches. Now doing what I've been doing makes your corners all nice and neat, and you don't have any ugly chain joinings in the middle of your granny square. You get a nice neat section on your square. Now you should have 15 stitches now on this row. This is row 4. You should have 15 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and that chain makes 15. Remember to do that treble crochet into that corner before you slip stitch on to that chain. So we're going to slip stitch in to there. Keeps it all nice and neat. Chain 5, this is the last round. If you want to make a great big granny square, just continue doing what I've been doing. And we've already slip stitched into this corner. You're going to do your chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now remember, that is the last stitch of that row there. So into this corner, we're going to do 2 treble crochets. 1 and 2. We should have 19 stitches in each side of round 5. So remember and go into that very first stitch there and put 1 treble crochet into each stitch. And if you're in the USA, that's a double crochets for you. But here in the UK, we call it a treble crochet. It's the same stitch, just a different term. 1 into each stitch. When you get to the corner, you'll do your two treble crochet, 2 chain and 2 treble crochet. All the way along to the corner, 2 treble crochet, 2 chain and 2 treble crochets. All the way to that side and all the way around. And you should have 19 stitches between your corners. Now remember that when you've done your last stitch here, make sure you go into that corner with 1 stitch into that corner. And then you're going to count 3 chain, 1, 2, 3. Push it through. Oops, make sure you go through the stitch. Push through and slip stitch. Now what you're going to do now, what you'll do is you'll just cut your yarn and pull it through that stitch, and that'll finish your granny square for you. And that is how you do a solid granny square like this. Just continue around and around and around and make it as big as you want it to be. And it's so pretty. You can make as many of these as you like. Make it as big as you like. Make some nice, maybe 6 rounded squares and join them all together for a blanket. And if you want to know how to join your squares together, I'll put a link under the video to show you how to join granny squares like this. Solid block granny squares. I'll show you how to join them together into a blanket. And I'll put the link, it's in another video, and I'll put the link underneath this one. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon, and YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.